The Green Bay Plan Commission deciding tonight in a 5-1 vote to recommend rezoning the site of the now closed Georgia Pacific paper mill from industrial to downtown land use. News 10 Drew Best joins you now live in our newsroom with more details from the Plan Commission meeting. Drew.
Bill, tonight's approval now puts the decision in the council's hands to consider the idea of rezoning the site of the old Georgia Pacific paper mill. City Alder and Plan Commission member Jim Hutchinson saying he wants the city to speak with the buyers about what they envision that site becoming. Georgia Pacific closed the mill officially in September 2023 after 122 years of making paper products in the city. The site at 500 Day Street being put up for sale just 3 days ago. Members of the commission say holding up the decision would only delay the process for all sides. Prior to the vote, Georgia Pacific's public affairs manager for Green Bay operations asked the commission to delay their decision by 30 to 60 days, saying the organization has had 10 to 12 prospects tour the site, some more than once, and they expect to receive offers from investors on the property in the coming days.
Our objective is to ensure that any future use is physically and financially feasible and mutually beneficial to the community, Georgia Pacific, and the potential buyer. Also, we would like to ensure that the positive and productive relationship that Georgia Pacific has had with the city over the past few decades continues.
The Common Council will now make the official decision on whether to rezone the Georgia Pacific site or send it back to the Plan Commission for reconsideration. The council's decision is expected to come at their meeting on January 21st. Bill?
Thank you.